Yo, what's up everyone? I hope you're doing well. This is going to be my non-spoiler review on the new Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Make sure you leave a like, but let's get right into it. Alright, I just got back from Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Yes, Part 1. Part 2 comes out later this year. But the plot of this movie takes Ethan Hunt and the IMF team. They must track down a terrifying new weapon that threatens all of humanity if it falls in the wrong hands. With control of the future and the fate of the world at stake, a deadly race around the world begins. Wow, what a movie. This movie was exhilarating. This movie was just action-packed and just had my heart beating every single second. Tom Cruise just came off of Top Gun Maverick just a year ago, and he's back out again with his famous franchise, Mission Impossible. The Mission Impossible movies are some of my favorites. It's one of my favorite franchises of all time. I think the first one is really good. The second one, I think it's actually pretty bad. But the rest are just great to amazing. Fallout is my favorite action movie of all time. Is this one better than Fallout? No, it's not better than Fallout, sadly. But maybe on rewatch, I'll think it's a bit better. But still, this movie is fantastic. Like, the set pieces we're watching are just crazy. Everything about this movie just takes it to a whole nother level. I was so surprised that this movie had such a grand scope, but it really did. The scope was really grand, and I really enjoyed it a lot. There's so many great scenes that we'll get to unpack here soon, but let's get right into our cast. We got Tom Cruise, the excellent Tom Cruise. I love Tom Cruise. I think that his performance here is really great, especially in the third act. I think he's amazing there. But he gives a great performance in every movie. So what else can we say about Tom Cruise? But one of the standouts is Hayley Atwell. Hayley Atwell is a newcomer to this franchise. She plays actually a pretty integral character in this movie. So I'm not going to give too much away about who her character is. But she's fantastic. She had some great humor to the story. And I just think that she worked great along Tom Cruise. I think they have an excellent chemistry. So I thought she was one of the best parts about this cast in this movie and a fantastic addition to whoever cast her. We got Rebecca Ferguson, of course, back. I think she's great here, but she's not given too much to do in this movie. But I think she's great just like in all the other ones. Vanessa Kirby, she has a small role. It plays a bigger role in the third act of the movie. Vanessa Kirby, I'll take as much Vanessa Kirby as you can give me. And then another big standout for me is Pom Klementieff, who, as you guys know, as Mantis from Guardians of the Galaxy. She's back here. She plays one of the villains, and wow, she's like one of my favorite parts of this movie. Tom Cruise is number one for me, but Pom would probably be number two. She plays like a silent assassin type character named Paris, and she has a fight scene with Tom Cruise in an alleyway, and it's so cool how it's shot, and I just loved it. Her character is so menacing with just her facial reactions. She doesn't have a lot of speaking lines, but she's really cool. Look forward to her being the villain, so just look forward to her in the movie. She's awesome. Then you have Esai Morales. He's from Ozark. I think he's a pretty good part of the movie. You know, I think he should have gotten more to do. He's not given that much to do until the third act because he is one of the villains, but he's not given as much to do as I wanted him to do. But him and Tom Cruise do have an awesome fight, as you see from the trailers. They're fighting a little bit, so I'm not going to give too much of that away. And we also have Simon Pegg and Ving Rhames. They're amazing. They're amazing. What can I say? But overall, that's the cast. I think everyone did great. Tom Cruise, my favorite, then Pom, and then Hayley Atwell. So those are my top three favorites on the cast. I think they all did excellent, though. We got to get to the action of this movie. The action of this movie is on another level. You're not going to see another Mission Impossible movie go this much, except this one and Fallout. The action of this movie is just insane. Like, there's a sequence in Rome when they're in the Fiat, the yellow Fiat from the trailers. That's one of my favorite sequences of the whole franchise, I think. That sequence was great, and the humor in that sequence, fantastic. I loved it. And then we kind of talk about the Vienna sequence. The Vienna sequence has sort of a little action scene with Tom Cruise and Pom Klementieff, but more of it is kind of like an exposition dump. But I actually really like the exposition dump because it added more to our characters, added more to our villain. You get to see what the real villain is. I'm not going to give that away because it's not really shown in the trailers, and I don't want you guys to really go into it knowing who the villain is, but it really helps with the exposition. So Vienna has a lot to happen in there. That's kind of like the middle of the movie. Really enjoyed that a lot. But I think my favorite part of the movie, except Rome, has to be the third act with the train. You see a lot of the train in the trailers, but we go more into that. You don't see like a lot of that in the trailers, but man, what happens in this train scene is actually spectacular. One of the best third acts in an action movie that you're going to get of all time, I think. I just loved it so much. Like, it it kept me on the edge of my seat. That's all I gotta say. Tom Cruise just acted the hell out of those scenes in the third act, and I was just in it. I was enjoying it so much. I just had a grin on my face, and I can't wait to rewatch it. I'm rewatching it tomorrow when this video is recorded, so I just cannot wait to watch it again. And I want to talk about the humor. Mission Impossible isn't really known for the humor, but they always have those humorous elements in the action scenes and all that. And I think that this one had a lot of humor, and I actually enjoyed it a lot because everyone was kind of playing along during all the scenes. Haley Atwell, especially with Tom Cruise, they had some great chemistry. They played along with some humorous laughs and comedic tones, and I really did enjoy that. I really do like the humor in Mission Impossible, because if it's too serious, I'm just going to not take it as seriously as it wants me to take it. But if it has a good amount of humor, I like that little balance they do with it, like 75% serious, 25% humor, and I really do like the balance. So the humor is great. The score of this movie, I think the score is great, but I think a couple of the scenes felt kind of weird because it had no score in some of those scenes. I know it was trying to build suspense, but I felt like just a little bit of that was just missing for me. The score from Fallout, I think, was much better. It's done by the same person, but I think the score here is just a little hit or miss for me, but still enjoy the score a couple times, but I think it's missing a lot of other times, but still think it's great. Pace runtime, this movie is about 2 hours and 40 minutes, and it did not feel like that at all. It just felt like a 2-hour action movie. I was really in it for the long run. There is some talking scenes, but it's an action movie. Action movie has to have talking scenes for exposition. But I really did enjoy those scenes because Tom Cruise really sells it. But yeah, 2 hours and 40 minutes, it just flew by for me, and I can't wait to go see it again, as I said. So overall, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, it's fantastic. It's amazing. One of my favorites of the year, probably. It's going to be in my top 5. I just had such a blast watching it. Mission Impossible movies, they can just keep making them. Keep making them. I'll keep watching them. I rewatch Fallout and all the other ones so much, like every single year. Just such a fun time. Tom Cruise really pours his soul into this. And if you're going to choose a movie to go see in theaters this month, I would choose Mission Impossible. It's just an action-packed ride. All ages can go see it. It's just awesome, man. What else do I got to say? So I'm going to give Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 a 4.5 out of 5. That rating could go up on a rewatch, but if it does, follow me on Letterboxd and you'll see if it does. But overall, I just had a fantastic time with this movie, and I cannot wait for the second one next year. If you've seen it, let me know in the comments what you thought, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.